Think about the last time you saw a werewolf on screen. Usually, the danger starts with a single vicious bite, leading to an inevitable countdown toward a mid-month disaster. But that idea of a contagious monster is a relatively recent addition to the myth, popularized by the movies we grew up with. The folklore that people actually believed for centuries also has nothing to say about needing a silver bullet to finish the job. Even the full moon, which we often view as a required trigger for the transformation, is frequently missing from the original legends. A new film called Werwulf is attempting to strip away those cinematic layers to create the most historically accurate monster movie to date. It places the viewer in the year 1300, following the life of a typical farmer. Removing those predictable rules creates a huge gap in what we think we know. Without a silver bullet or a moon cycle to track, the creature becomes a mystery, making it genuinely frightening again. To get this right, the production moved into the isolated, foggy landscape of a 13th century English countryside. The director, Robert Eggers, is known for his deep dives into ancient folklore. He builds his stories from the ground up using primary research and historical accounts. When a monster story is built with this level of historical detail, it takes on the weight of a documentary. It feels less like a fantasy and more like a visceral thriller. In place of the classic infection, this film uses a much older concept, a cursed magical wolf pelt. This pelt is a very physical, tactile piece of clothing that the farmer has to manually put on. This version of the myth aligns with actual medieval witchcraft trials and Viking history, where people believed a specific object could bridge the gap between human and beast. Let's compare the paths. On the left, the Hollywood model of random involuntary infection. On the right, the older, ritualistic path involving a cursed object. This path requires deliberate human choice. The farmer decides to pick up the pelt. Actor Aaron Taylor Johnson plays the farmer who finds himself entangled with this specific curse. When the monster is born from a choice rather than an accident, the character stops being a victim. They become an active participant in something much darker. To make that decision feel real, the production avoided computer-generated effects, choosing instead to put the actors in actual mud and freezing weather. They even used Middle English for the dialogue. It's a dead language, so audiences will have to follow along with subtitles to understand what the villagers are saying. Engaging with a forgotten language and harsh physical elements helps turn the film into a functional time machine. There is a strange contrast between the muddy, brutal tone of this film and when it's actually coming out. It's scheduled to hit theaters on Christmas Day 2026. This follows a specific holiday strategy that worked well for Eggers' last film, Nosferatu, which made over $180 million. We'll spend the holidays watching actors like Willem Dafoe, who plays an intense hunter tracking the creature through the woods. While many people head to the theater for lighthearted holiday comedies, this release offers a bleak, folkloric nightmare instead. This strategy of counter-programming a dark, high-concept film against the usual festive slate has already proven to be a highly successful way to find a massive audience. In this film, the familiar rules of silver bullets and full moons are gone. All that's left is a desperate man, a cursed animal skin, and the real mud of the 13th century. Treating ancient history as a grounded reality creates a sense of dread that remains long after the lights come up.